Welcome back, everybody, to the Chaos Engine Podcast. This is Chris, and we are here for episode 3 of Haunted Trails. But before we hop into that episode, I'm going to thank them fine folks at Patreon. And they are Taylor, Drowrin, Miles, Randy, Yam, Colby, Thomas, Randy G, Laszlo, Hovo, H-O-V-O, Jeremy, Ben, Garth, Tyler, and Nelson. Thank you guys again for your continued support. We really do appreciate it. And if you're interested in joining our Patreon, check out the show notes. Links there. It's $3 a month. That's all we charge because we don't really give you anything for it. So I'm not going to charge you a bunch of money for that. You're just supporting us. So, and that we love that. And we're thankful for that. So thank you. We got some pretty awesome things coming up. Next week we have a huge item happening that I cannot wait for you guys to hear. And I'm so excited to share with you guys, but we got to wait. We're going to have to wait. And I know that's the hardest part, but it's going to be worth it. I promise you all. So without further ado, let's hop into episode 3 here. Bye. I want to wish you all a fair journey back from which you're coming. We appreciate y'all just for your service. Everything you've done to help Wingston grow. We know that the captain is going to be very happy here soon he settles down. And we hope to see more of you if you continue to choose to bring cargo out this way. But we also understand if you don't choose to. I know it's a rough journey during the winter. It may not be the best pay, but we hope that maybe you'll come give us a visit again. Good luck with your new ship. So you're telling me that the captain signed this ship over to me? He's going to stay here, and now I'm the captain? Do I have that correct? My dear man, yes, it is. All the paperwork's in line here. You wish to take a look at it, you can. Legally binding documents and all. I've provided them for you. The captain is indisposed at the moment. He is, let's just say he took the news rather excitedly and might have drunk himself into a stupor. And I know y'all wish to be on your way, so I'm here on his behalf to wish you all adieu, safe travels, and we'll see you when y'all return. Okay, well, if that's the captain's wish, then thank you for the documents, and we'll be on our way. Good luck to you. Good luck to your town. It's been a pleasure. Pleasure's been all ours. Again, really do appreciate everything that you've done for us. Good luck out there. Church bells have tolled. We see you guys sitting down in these pews. There's a little bit of light coming through, obviously from the outside, like the residual sunlight.
I mean, it's got to be sundown.
Yeah, but they have a lot of candles lit in here.
Can I just tell like a funny anecdote real quick?
Yes.
When I was a kid and was going to church, I thought they were called pews because everyone farted in them.
Okay.
Just funny little. I thought that's why they were called pews.
I had to look up what they were called because I've never been to church, so I didn't know what anything in a church was called. So when I started running D&D,
the big long bench chairs.
Yeah. So like the benches.
Yeah.
Like that's why I had to learn. That's how I learned what a pulpit was. It's because like I have to design a church for a D&D game, and I don't know what anything's called. So I have to go look up what all these terms are. So I kind of sound like I understand what I'm doing.
The only thing you need to know: here's your church, here's the steeple. Yeah. Open the door. Look at all the people.
Is this like that TV
Goddamn.
show with the vampires in the church, and then you have to drink the offering, and everyone turns into vampires?
What show is that?
It
Twilight? What is that?
was like a Netflix show, and then Cody watched it with me after saying
Black
he didn't want to
Mass is
watch
pretty
it.
good.
Oh, I think it was Masked.
That sounds
Black
cool.
Yeah, Masked.
I never seen
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
So no.
then- okay.
No, I've
So
never.
no.
I ain't seen that, so no.
All right.
That does sound tight, though.
That does sound pretty cool.
It was Black Mass. It was very good.
Black Mass, like 2 S's?
I believe
Yes.
so. Yes.
Okay.
As in church mass.
Yeah, church
Yeah, yeah,
mass.
yeah.
So yeah. There you go. Well, cool. Yeah, it
I was
looked
gonna-
interesting, but
I was about to spoil it all for you. Like, they're vampires in the church. Run!
I mean, you just did. So.
Oh, damn. Sorry. New campaign. You're just not going to know.
Oh no,
anything.
that's not my idea. No, but the show, but which is fine.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, it's been out for a few
Exactly. It's
can't watch that.
yeah. All right. So we see this scene kind of settling. Everyone's settling in. Douglas kind of clicks his way up to the top of the pulpit, right next to Mr. Horn. And he kind of just clears his throat, just like new friends, family,
Lovers.
maybe. We are gathered here today to do our normal business. sorts.
That's a totally not
Yeah,
weird way.
yeah.
Weird way for a priest
Definitely
to
looks
start
like
a
you looked
sermon.
this up on the internet.
Saintly business.
Uh,
Yeah.
we thank the Lord for the blessings He's gave upon us today. We bless Him for bringing these fine new folks to town, and we bless Him for the banquet that we're going to have after this at my dear old Mary's Tavern. Now, normally I get up here and I say a few words. We talk about things coming up, what we got to do for the town. Before we get into that business, we have fellow man of the cloth here today, Mr. Nathaniel Horn. I want to give a little bit of a sermon before I get into what I normally get into. Mr. Horn, if you are you ready?
I am Elder Douglas.
Excellent, excellent. Well, let me step aside then and have your way. And he kind of steps out and like hobbles down, sits next to his wife in the pew, and lets you do your thing.
I'm actually surprised you knew to call him elder.
Yeah.
That section.
There was a shitload of Mormons in my high
Okay,
school.
wow.
Yeah.
Well done.
We had a couple. Not a ton.
There's the LDS churches right next to my old high school, and I used to live next door, so there's
There was
quite
a lot of
quite a lot of exposure.
There's a lot in Ellensburg.
Sermon.
I'm
Mr.
not
Horn.
giving a full sermon.
Right, I'm with you. Do you want to roll to see how well you do at this?
Sure.
I don't know what you have a performance or whatnot.
I have a persuade. I have a pretty good persuade.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Maybe persuade people
Yeah,
to turn away
essentially,
from their God.
That is what priests do.
You know?
It's literally persuading you to
Yeah, believe them.
have faith.
To have faith.
Is that
Believe
an
me.
extreme success?
Trust me, bro.
Extreme success with a 6. Under 57.
Nice.
Damn.
That is that's a
Trust me,
spicy
bro.
meatball.
Yeah,
Trust me.
you really. Yeah.
This even you guys who I don't know your religious beliefs, you are seeing a man in his element.
Damn.
Horn is impassioned. Maybe he's pulling out the handkerchief and like dabbing his forehead.
Yeah.
He's like limping around the stage. Yeah.
Really, you're feeling the Holy Spirit right
Yeah.
there.
Can I get an amen?
Yeah, you're gonna get.
The light comes up from behind him.
Oh yeah.
And he starts like floating
the
and
perfect
levitating.
time.
He's actually not a Lutheran. He's Southern Baptist. He's just doing like
He
backflips.
just,
and
he
he's
just backs down,
Backflip.
Speaking in
doing, like,
tongues.
having like a praise break.
pulls out a snake.
Yeah, he pulls out a snake, dude.
But yeah,
Yeah,
he does
yeah,
great.
exactly.
He does great.
I was wondering where Viper was.
Deep cut.
That would be. I feel like that's a little too on the nose for a snake named
It
Viper.
is, yeah.
But I can't name another Dodge car besides Ram.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah. I had to go with
Durango.
Viper, yeah.
Okay, Durango. Ooh, that's a good name for a snake.
For your
Durango.
lizard. Oh.
Yeah, I looked it up. So apparently the only animal that Durango's associated with is a chipmunk, because there's a chipmunk called. So I was going to actually name the mouse Durango, maybe.
Oh, that's good. That's a good name for a mouse.
But it actually means like water town, I guess, is what Durango. I had to look that up. Anyways.
I don't know. It's a weird name for a car, then.
It is. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Watertown.
Sounds good, though.
Well,
Dodge.
it's
Durango.
same with Tacoma.
It's true.
Yeah.
Tacoma's a weird fucking name for
I
a
mean,
car.
it's a Native American word.
Right, but to describe like a mid-sized truck,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say so.
You know what I always like? Dodge Magnum. I feel that's a good name for a
Damn.
car.
That
And a
is
condom.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Condom.
And a
I was-
chocolate bar.
I always wanted a Dodge
the
Magnum. Like,
chocolate
I always
ice
that was like the dream car I had when I was younger. I was like, I'm gonna like Chrysler 300 or a Dodge Magnum.
Power move.
You kill this sermon. Like
Damn.
even like maybe even like Douglas stands up and he's giving you a clap.
He
and other
doesn't need
people are
his little
clapping.
cane anymore. He's healed.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
puts it aside.
So what
claps.
would be killing it for your sermon?
what do you think he
what's
talks
What's the
about?
effect that would occur? Are people amped? Are they like humbled and like
Everyone-
fear stricken?
Are they-
Yeah, they're scared.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
Is that the one?
They're scared.
So they.
So I think he gives the sermon starts by the importance of welcoming outsiders, the importance of accepting everybody.
Okay.
But then it
Good
turns
Samaritan
to,
kind of speech.
Yeah, and then it turns to also being fearful and watchful of the interloper. You just have to make sure that the things that you have set up and established in your life are, you're confident in that, and those are mainstays. And if someone tries to, break those walls down, you can't let them in.
Right.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
So got
Nice.
it. That's interesting. So everyone's all of a sudden like together but hawkish.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like to think that he was like, because I get, 1 of 3 interpersonal skills, so I put it into persuade. I think he's just really passionate.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good.
Yep, I like that.
And so I think we see like Mr. Winters get up and he's just like, I don't think I can follow that up with anything I have to say. That was a breath of fresh air. We appreciate that, Mr. Horn. Thank you so much. And he kind of just like, he's like, let's get on to the business of town now.
Wait, you forgot one step, and here I'm going to give this one to you for free. so this is an important one. You got to have pre-allocated people who have been told in advance that they're going to come up from the
to
town
preach.
and share their testimony.
That's right. Yes, I forgot about
They're going
that.
to say, "This is
I
how
forgot
I
about
know
that.
the church is true."
Yes,
right?
that's right. I forgot. I did.
So they come up and they and they have to formulate their opinion and then speak with conviction. That they have to find their conviction
yes.
and then demonstrate that conviction to say, "This is how I know the church is true." And like 3 or 4 people will do
Oh
it.
yeah, that's when I thought we could leave.
Yeah.
Like they did the baptism. I'm like, all right, cool, we're out. And then no,
Yeah.
like we had to stay there and listen to all this garbage.
Yeah. So there you go.
But yeah, so a couple people get up, they'll do that. That's fine.
Cool.
And then Mr. Winters gets up and he's like, all right, we have a little bit of town business we need to get down to before we can go have a feast over here at Mary's. It's my understanding that Mr. Murray, you have decided upon someone, correct? Make sure I got that correct here.
Murray's a banker.
Murray is the banker. I'm just making sure I have this right here. And Murray is just kind of looking around. He's just like, no, I think all our families have been met so far, Douglas. We appreciate what you. I think we're going to be okay. And he's like, all right, appreciate that. Silas, Mr. Donaldson, do you have anybody in mind for what we talked about? And he just kind of stands up and he's like looking around. He's like, yes, I believe that Miss Breyer. I think Miss Breyer would be a good choice. And he's like, very well. And you see like someone kind of like over on the side is writing down these names. And then he turns and he looks towards Mr. His name here. Get back up to I have a list of names and I like blocked some and blocked didn't, so I could kind of tell the families apart. It's like, Mr. Waters, do you have anybody in mind? He's like, well, that's not his voice. Yes,
should be.
we've been talking and we believe Charge. We think Charge would be a good fit. And they're like, oh, okay. And they write that name down and they're good to go. And then they turn towards Let me see here.
Goodsman.
Goodsman is, so we've, they're towards Goodsman, like, Eugene, do you have anything that, you would like to talk about? Anybody here that strikes up? And he's just like, no, I don't think so. I think everything should be good now. I think the only thing is, I think Miss Smith, I think she might be a good fit. And it's like, oh, okay, Miss Smith. And he kind of writes that down, and they see the write down. And he turns towards and looks out the rest of you. He's like, all right, well, appreciate that, everybody. And he kind of looks out at kind of across everybody. It's like, we're gonna have ourselves a meal here. We're gonna head on over to Mary's. Lovely meal. We're gonna have a pig roast, or like pork chops, some apples, anything else that you feel free. It's on us. This is not, you don't have to pay for this or anything like that. It's more of a welcome dinner. And he is just like, and I'm going to talk with some of you when we get over there. I think anything I could have said, I think Mr. Horn handled pretty well. And unless anybody else has anything here that they'd like to say, I think we are best to adjourn. At that point, like, I was kind of like look around, like, no. I was like, all right, very well. Then, Mary, if you'd like to lead the way, let's go have ourselves a lovely meal here. You see, the rows start to stand up and walk past.
So you said, seems like the locals were up front. And
Yeah,
all of us
you guys were in
newcomers
the
in the back. Whoever I'm sitting next to, as soon as people start to like shuffle out and there's a little, more ambient noise, it's not speaking, kind of nudge the person next to me like, wait, what's that all about? Is good fit? What's all that about?
Also, you're sitting next to like Arthur and Sarah, and Arthur's like, I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely.
It's an odd place.
Yes, it's my wife. I'm not quite sure why they'd bring my wife into this matter, but
yeah, what matter? What matter are you talking about? What the hell? I mean, I swear that charge, he was on the boat, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
What are they? Huh, weird.
Yeah. And so
I'm keeping an eye out on these people.
that's smart move. We see you guys get up. Assume you leave, go to the tavern. They've got plates and everything set out around the table and all that. There's everything, plates, and like maybe even just like a serving line. You can kind of like grab your own, put it onto a plate. There's pork chops. We'll say there's some bacon. Some potatoes, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, various stuff that it's probably some sort of they've got left over from their harvest. You all are able to
like a big potluck.
kind of think about and maybe there's a couple people that stayed behind and did this, so like you didn't really see them. And you guys get seated down. Everyone's got their food in front of them. Everyone, give me a listen check as you sit down.
Failure. 77.
Again,
Over 20.
Oh, we should also be doing. So I guess this is one thing that you're going to have to decide what you want to do about luck.
I just figured we'd do it that one time since it's a one shot. Cool. But yeah,
So like every.
I think it'd be every recording session we would do it.
Cool,
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah.
I succeed on the dot.
Nice.
With a 40.
Hell yeah. What did Shadow roll?
Shadow rolled 100, so I'm thinking
That
that
is a
Shadow
fumble.
isn't even there. Maybe just the. Oh, is that. What is it? Success or failure? No, I'm like.
That's a critical fail.
Yeah, it's fail. So I'm like, maybe just like waiting outside. I don't know. I feel like if you critically fail, you're just not even there. I don't know. Your call. Your call.
We'll get into it. Would she have gone, or would she she's trying to blend in, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but also be a shadow.
You can just hear something wrong.
Oh yeah, not fluent in English, but enough to get around, but not like super fluent. So
Yeah,
maybe just a
we'll get into
misunderstanding. Yeah.
All right. What did you get there, Mr. Horn?
Fail.
Fail.
58 over 40.
Okay, cool. So the two of you that failed, You are sitting there, and you start to hear, like, everyone's kind of sitting down, like the plates, you know, like the clinking of dinner plates. Everyone's starting to eat, and you guys start to hear.
These are the people that failed or passed?
That failed. You start to hear this buzzing sound, filling like the air, like this, like a shit ton of flies are like in the room with you, and you're kind of looking around trying to figure out what the fuck's going on and like trying to make sense of it, and you just, it's like getting to the point that it's like in your ears, like the flies are directly in your ears, and like it's like super loud and like drowning out every other noise.
Oh.
And I'm gonna need a sanity roll. Misha, we're gonna get to you real quick here. You're gonna have something worse because you critically failed.
Yeah.
So
Stinker. Damn, I got low sanity.
57 under 70, boy.
Right.
Did you fail too?
No, I won.
Oh.
I won. I succeeded.
I beat the whole game.
Yeah.
83 over 30.
Okay.
Why is my sanity so low?
I don't know.
Oh, it's my power.
You're gonna take 3 points of sanity damage from this.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
So if you take 5 in one day,
yeah, you go temporary.
that's bad.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Damn,
So this is kind of eating at you as like you've already heard it before, and now it's like even louder.
Okay.
Misha, Shadow is looking around. Maybe you're staring at Will, like you're intensely like focused on him because you know that is Brecken. That is not Will. That guy's name is fucking Brecken.
Rat bastard.
And he's seated next to Carrie, the Smith. They mentioned her, and you're kind of staring at him, and then you watch as Carrie just starts like coughing. She's like. And she's like, a little bit, something going on. And you watch as like maggots start to like get coughed out of her mouth.
Huh?
And then she just like keeps coughing, and just like this torrent of like maggots start just like dripping out of her mouth all over her shirt. And she's just like staring wide at you and like makes eye contact with you. And you just watch as like these maggots are dripping, and then they start dripping out of her eyes and her ears and her nose, and like all of these flies start to escape out of her mouth. And I need a sanity check from you.
God damn.
Do the rest of us see this?
No, just her.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
That is cool. Gross.
All right. 64 under 70.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are going to take 4 points of sanity damage still from this, as you are just watching her, like, and then she starts screaming, just, ah! It's like this muffled scream as she's trying to cry out, and just like, it's like her mouth is just full of maggots, and they're dropping over everything, and I think you kind of like close your eyes and like shake your head, and then you snap to, and she's just like right next to William, just like, taking a bite out of it.
Yeah. The etiquette pose with like the fork on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Give me another spot hidden check, real quick.
Spot hidden. All right, I did level up that. So wait. Let's see. Oh, 60. Oh no, 26 under 60.
Perfect. You, as this is going down, you're like staring at her, and you kind of like look out the window of like the front of this tavern, and you see a figure like at the edge of the window staring in, and it's like there's a humanoid shape there, but it looks like there are tiny little bugs like flying around it. And then as soon as like it looks like it's focused on her, and then as soon as you like catch it, it looks like it turns towards you and just ducks around the corner. And it's like out of sight.
Wait, where was this again?
Like outside, like in the front window
Okay.
of this area.
Oh, damn.
So you guys are you continuing to eat?
I don't think I will.
Yeah, Shadow.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know if you tell anybody about that,
No,
but yeah,
no,
I wouldn't
no.
think so. And there's at one point, Will kind of just like looks around. He's like, excuse me, I gotta use the restroom here real quick. You see him get up and kind of go out the front door out towards stuff. And yeah, the rest of you are just kind of sitting there talking with these folks.
How many people are? I mean, it's like the whole town.
Pretty much the whole town is here.
What's I mean, are we talking like
all together
40, 50 people?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there's the people from the boat are there as well. You haven't seen Mr. Goodman. Not Mr. Goodman, sorry. You haven't seen Hamilton ever since they dropped you guys off, like the captain. But you don't know if that's just a normal thing. Like, the boat's still there, but you haven't seen him. So, But yeah, just the general kind of demeanor of everybody is hanging out. They're talking. Are you guys making small talk with anybody? What are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm definitely making small talk with people. Trying to, depends on who I'm talking to. If it's a main member of the town, I'm just trying to be friendly, kind of get to know people. But if it's somebody from the boat, I'm trying to catch their vibe on what do you guys think of whatever that weird, who's a good fit or not kind of thing. What the hell's that about?
Yeah,
but I don't want to outright ask just quite yet.
Sure, and I think they'd be like, I don't know, maybe they want their people to stay here or not. Maybe they're going to offer people land stake. I don't know. That's my only thought I could think of is if they have land around here, if they think you're a good fit, they might offer you a plot of land to stay with. But
I mean, we've been here for 3 hours. How do they know nothing?
Yeah, it's a weird comment. I'm not 100% sure. So
yeah, that's a little odd. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Horn, Charge, either of you doing anything in this dinner?
Yeah, I think with the sanity loss, I think he's just going to try to, Pastor Nate is going to just try to clear his head a bit and maybe step outside. Sure. But I think if no one's outside, I think he's still kind of what the fuck was that? But I think we see him light one of those tiny little cigars,
a cigarillo or whatever they are.
And maybe I think he has a flask in his pocket.
Okay,
and undoes a flask.
Thick with nip. Yeah. So I think you step outside and you see William kind of heading towards the outhouse area. You see him kind of exit, heading out that way. Charge, what are you doing?
I actually maybe I don't know if we collide outside, but I essentially would have. I want to be able to feed my rat here, so I pouch some of the bread, and I kind of just I'm not good at sleight of hand, so I just literally eat it, but I just don't bite it, and I
gotcha.
Try to find something that I can feed all of my animals with.
Gotcha. Okay.
So sweet.
And I think if you have a dog, there are other animals there, so they would probably have some chopped up a pig bone for your dog or something like that.
Yeah. The snake and the mouse are a little bit more obscure, so I'd find something.
I don't know if a snake would be good for this weather.
No, they hibernate. Yeah.
No.
So. It's like Beastmaster, but
that was my thought. There's so many animals. Just pulled them out of everything.
He has 2 ferrets in his belt bag.
It's such a great movie.
Oh, all of them were.
Fucking love Beastmaster. Beastmaster 2 is pretty good.
I loved them all when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, me too. So, all right, yeah, so you're outside.
So I just went outside,
sure.
And I kind of find it secluded.
So maybe you're outside, you see Horn step outside, kind of light up a cigarillo, take a drink. You see this other guy kind of walking off towards the outhouse. And yeah, it just seems like it's a pretty, eventful night of everyone just kind of hanging out. It seems like the locals are kind of crowding around, getting to know the new people, some of the boat guys. And the two of you are outside. You see at one point, probably we'll say you're at maybe the end of your cigarillo. And we'll say maybe you guys leave after everything's kind of been eaten or whatnot. You see the town 5 that they're introduced. They all kind of leave together. They walk out and kind of look at you all, and they're just gentlemen, we got a little bit of town business that we need to attend to here, so don't mind us. You can have more food. Feel free, whatever you want, but we have some things to talk about, so appreciate you. Mm-hmm. You see them all kind of walk towards the church that way.
Okay. Towards the church.
Mm-hmm. And it's just the council. Men.
It would have been Douglas Winston, Jesse Murray, Silas Donaldson, Reed Waters, and Eugene Goodman.
Okay.
So the council.
The council, yeah.
And we're outside.
Yeah.
So I think Horn would be well, did they tell you what you were chosen for? They said your name up at the...
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know anything else, right? I was kind of confused by that.
That would be a weird thing for them to say.
Yeah, I definitely completely was I don't like being focused on. So yeah. I'm just completely ignored it. Didn't talk to anyone about it. I'm just no,
they must have been a different charge.
They are being super sneaky about it. Super sneaky about something.
I just hope this religion stuff. I'm not big into it. I'm not a big. I know you're a man of God.
I heard that.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping that I don't let anyone down here. So I don't really know.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Just worry about you, dude. Yeah. You're doing great. But that's literally what he says.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's cool.
And he like pats you on the shoulder.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He's like,
I like
William,
that.
hopefully, hey, I think you'd be good in those mines, dude.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I like to be able to, lend some help. I like to be valuable somehow.
Yeah, it should be a whole bunch of money around here.
Hell yeah.
All right, there we go. Shadow, are you going to try to go out and follow that guy, or what's your plan there?
See, if I didn't fail, like critically fail, I feel like Shadow would go follow, but because of the critically fail, I feel like they have to like re-steel themselves because
I'm sure,
that was fucking freaky. And like I do want to go follow him, but it's just with that critical fail, I just feel like they're just not mentally okay with that.
Do you think they would leave after they saw that and like go back to their room, or would they stay there and try to like, how would they cope with that? I guess is my question.
They'd probably try to isolate, try to regather themselves.
So you see Shadow get up and just kind of like, I don't think he'd say anything, just like get up and leave.
Yeah.
Walk out.
Yeah.
So maybe you two see that as you're outside. You see Shadow kind of walk out, head to the hotel and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Shadow only has like it's like a shoulder sack. Like that's the belongings.
A rut sack?
Yeah, like a rut sack. Not like a hobo stick with the handkerchief on the end. It's like just like the shoulder sack.
Is that what George has?
Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah,
nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Full on, yep.
And then
so one person can have a hobo stick in his town.
Yeah. Then Shadow like turns and looks at like all the creatures on Dodge, and then it's just like, I'm just gonna keep walking. Like not super sure that they are all there and accounted for.
Makes sense. Yeah. And so we see you guys like finish up the night. This council they eventually see them like leave. They come back, walk past you guys in there. And about that time, like people are starting to disperse. You're starting to kind of get the dynamics of the town, like who's married to who, that kind of thing. Is like hands are placed, people are leaving together, arm in arm, as they're heading out. And we see that eventually, everyone disperses. Mary's just like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, I'll get everything cleaned up. Y'all just get back to your place. We're gonna be fine. Like, don't you worry about it. If anything, we'll attack it in the morning and we'll get it all washed up. But and Martha's,
is everybody leaving? Nobody wants to hang out for the night? I mean, is it like the whole, like everybody's leaving?
It seems like everybody's kind of getting up to go. And it's maybe, like at this point, it's maybe like 9 o'clock at night.
That's time to exchange
not a lot of nightlife in
coins.
this town?
And she's like, well, I mean, you're more than welcome to stay, I guess, but everyone's got to work.
Gotta get up early for work in the morning.
We're not in our 20s anymore.
That's fair. I was just celebrating a new beginning, but all right.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of that for the rest of the time. Don't you worry none. So, go back, get some sleep off whatever you've been drinking, you'll be fine. So, and so yeah, you see like some of the, like it looks like there is 2 guys who are sticking around to help her kind of get everything figured out. Maybe another woman, and eventually everybody else leaves. I'm assuming you guys go back to your rooms. Mm-hmm. William comes back as well. Then meets up with his brother, and they will leave, and everyone gets back to their rooms, falls asleep, wakes up the next morning. Maybe you hear a cock-a-doodle-doo or a rooster of some sort.
Like how even the rooster is from the Wild West.
Yeah. So, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, y'all.
Like that.
Get off your bones, hon. So, I don't know what time that would be, but
dawn of the first day.
Wake up, and if you step outside to go kind of have a walk or so, you notice that the boat has disembarked. So it is, the ship is left of sorts, and if I don't know if you ask around or whatnot, but they'll tell you they left earlier in the morning or whatnot before you guys got up. So, but yeah, it's kind of the next day. You guys are sitting in the common area of sorts.
Yeah, so I'd get up early and see if the hotel's offering coffee or anything.
I'm sure there'd be some out there, absolutely. Martha will give you a nice smile. She's like, well, stay. You're part of the town now. You're welcome, but it's about time that we get you guys working. That's going to be the big thing. So, if there is a position that you are interested in, then I would suggest that you go have a talk with them today. But if you're not going to be helping out around town, then I think it's kind of
Skedaddle.
I think it's time for you to start finding your way to wherever it is you're going to be going.
Oh.
So the nicest smile on her face.
That was like a weird way of saying, go make me a sandwich.
And so at that point, what's everybody thinking they want to do around town if they're going to stay?
Well, if
I know Charge, you got the mine he's going to go do.
Yeah, and I think, I'd also be looking just to help move shit. Like, if, the general store just needed their heavy goods.
Gotcha.
So I'm generally trying to be, look for a place to get just a penny.
Okay.
And some food.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, the mines,
okay.
Seems like a good thing for me to do.
What's our gambler? What's Deeds thinking about?
He's thinking about how long he can stay here and try to win some money gambling before he's overstayed his welcome. And then he's going to move on.
Hell yeah.
But, so it doesn't seem like we're, snowed into this town right away.
I mean, it's still deep snow, but, there's, like I said, there's no way you're going to get, a horse out of here in a safe bet.
Well, I mean, she's like, you better go find some work. I'd be like, well, just got into town. I'm going to rest up my feet for the next day or so, and then I'll get to finding some work here, and we're moving on. And really his intent is just to go back to Mary's, see who we can swindle card games, dice games out of.
Okay. I like it. What's Shadow?
Until something else happens.
Okay. What's Shadow's plan for the day?
I feel like Shadow would... get a good amount of sleep, but then, have kind of a little bit of restless sleep just because of, the weird images that occurred the evening before. And then, once they wake up, they're very much a circadian rhythm kind of individual. So once the sun comes up, they are up.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Their name is Shadow, so I guess the opposite would happen, right? I don't know. I'm still figuring this character out, guys. But they'd get up, and then, probably have some black coffee.
Staring at the wall?
Staring at the wall. Yeah, disassociating real bad. And then try to see if they can continue their stalking efforts of Brecken.
Okay. They do have a farm, so you can maybe go offer, a handout there.
Okay.
That's kind of the vibe you've gotten, is they seem like they worked for a farm, so I'm sure if you act around, maybe, do the Waters need help out in their farm kind of thing.
Got it.
Well, yeah, okay. What is Horn doing for the day?
Horn would go back to the church and see about renting out some space.
Okay.
One day a week. And then,
Bingo night.
Yeah. And then, either way, yes or no, he's just going to wander around town for the rest of the day. Yeah.
So. I think just minor retcon, but just because I'm just remembering, along with hanging out for the day, I'm kind of curious about the people that were called out. If I can just kind of keep track of mental note of where I see them, where they're going.
Sure.
Does the town seem to be, the council seem to be doing something with these people?
Gotcha.
Like putting them to work in a specific place or whatever.
Because wasn't the lady who was in the vision, wasn't she on the list?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't she said? Okay.
It was, yes.
So I think maybe after I will be wandering around town, but maybe I'll stop in Mary's and meet up with.
Sure.
Yeah, the idea is he's coming at it from a point of he really is just going to try to gamble his way in this town until he's not welcome anymore. So I gotta clock all the weird idiosyncrasies.
That makes sense.
Going on here.
So I think with you kind of not going to get a job right away, Deej, you're kind of hanging out in the hotel a little bit longer than others. Charge, you're actually grabbed by the Waters as well. They're like, hey, we need some help out on the farm. We got some cows we need wrangling. So they're going to pull you out that way.
Is he the damsel in distress that I have to save?
Nice. Yeah, and I just say, well, absolutely. I have, I can. A lot of the odd jobs that I end up picking up are I'm good with animals.
Perfect, great. Yeah, so I mean, you saw you got a dog, so
Yep.
Now he's a little. Is he good around other animals? Is he good around sheep
yes,
and
sir.
everything?
He's a very trained. Okay,
Okay,
dog.
perfect. All right. Well, yeah. If you want to come help us for the day on the farm, we could really appreciate some extra muscle there. And so they kind of take you out, and we see Shadow kind of slinking along out that way. It's not like super far out of the way. It's maybe like 10-minute walk from where we're at currently.
Yeah.
But
Nonchalant shuffle.
yeah, so, like get to a tree, peek around it, move to the next tree, look around it.
Like Kronk from Emperor's New
Yeah,
Groove.
like clearly anybody else looking on is like, what the fuck is that person doing? You're in the zone. And we see Horn kind of leave, head out to go to the church. Bill, you are in this hotel, in kind of like the lobby, maybe like the parlor, I think is the proper term they had then.
It's got to be some kind of parlor room.
You're getting ready to head over to the tavern, but you're not there yet. And Martha's out doing stuff, so she's not really available. But you watch as Martin is another one of the guys with you. He's kind of sitting there, and he's just like, "Do you see Carrie come out at all yet? You remember her from
Is his wife?
Yeah. Have you seen Carrie at all this morning?
No, actually, I haven't seen Carrie this morning.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a little strange to make you sleep apart.
I don't disagree with you on that. It's definitely not something I'm exactly thrilled about, but I was hoping she would be out and about this morning.
I'm sure you could go to her room. You know which room she's staying in? They can't begrudge you that. It's your wife.
Yeah, they would know. Yeah. He's like, well, I knocked earlier, and she didn't answer. Have you seen Martha by chance?
Did I see her earlier?
She's kind of in and out. And I think at that point, she kind of comes around.
Yeah, she got me a nice cup of coffee earlier, but
Yeah.
I don't know where she's at now.
I think she kind of pops around the corner, and she's like, oh, Mr. Smith, how are you this morning? Sleep well? And he's just like, well, tell you the truth, I'd sleep better if my wife was next to me, but I can't really control that with what's going on here. So, have you seen my wife this morning? Have you seen Carrie at all? And she's like, I believe that she went over to Mary's to go help out with things. She mentioned that she was going to go help, if there was any cooking or anything that needed to be done, womanly duties of sorts, if she could help over there.
Well,
And you see, Martin's
Martin
just like,
will-
all right, well, I'll go check over there. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Martha.
what a coincidence, Martin. I was just about thinking of going over to Mary's myself.
Oh, well,
I'll keep you company.
perfect. Sounds great. And he's just like, it's like, I forgot my hat. And he goes back to his room, comes out, puts on like a bowler cap.
Nice.
And you guys walk across the street to Mary's Tavern. We cut over to our good friend Charge. You get to this farm, and it's like a nice, modest house. Bigger than most, but they've got like a pretty spacious farm layout. There's like kind of a barn, a smaller barn. They don't have a ton of animals, but probably like 2 cows, 4 pigs, a couple sheep, stuff like that. And everyone's kind of talking to you, and you see Abraham's just like, well, how about you start with getting some hay? If you want to get us some hay down and get some of the bundles over into the pin or the pins and whatnot, feed the animals, we'd appreciate that. And then Will's like, yeah, after that, if you can do that, then we got to do a couple repairs on the side too. One of the cows ended up kicking a couple of the boards loose, so if you want to help us get those repaired, that would be great. After you do that, be helpful.
Nice. I can try. I'm not too handy with many tools,
Hey.
but I'll give it a shot.
That's all we can ask. So they're like, if you hay's there, just get the pitchfork. You can start shoveling it in there. We're gonna go take care, check on the pigs and whatnot, and then you'll be good to go. And we'll come check in a little bit. All right.
All right. Will do.
And it kind of almost feels like an audition of sorts. Like they're trying,
sure.
let's see how well he does.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing. And so they leave. They kind of walk off. Shadow, you are there stalking as well, I assume, right?
Yes, the nonchalant shuffle. as
give
one
me
might
give me
say.
a stealth check because you didn't get invited out here.
No, but
So
this is so funny. So I only
Everybody telling,
really
where'd that Indian go?
I only super leveled up 4 and then had other ones that's just a little bit leveled up. And you're doing the exact ones that I leveled up.
Perfect.
Okay, nice.
That's good. I would assume that you being an assassin would happen. So.
Is that a 2?
I think that's a 2.
2 under 70.
That sounds like an extreme success.
I am very slinky.
One of them I rolled a success on as he's looking around. Spot hidden essentially. They're kind of looking around, but you with your extreme success are hidden.
Dang.
Maybe you've like painted your face up to be like a tree, and then your eyes open, like that Hunger Games meme.
Yeah.
So maybe like he sees like an extra set of footprints that like come up from a different direction.
Oh,
but
you
like
have footprints. Maybe you just like cover. Do you have like pig feet like shoes?
Oh,
like
Oh, like the old ones that are cow hooves.
Yeah.
Oh
my God. Little rum runners?
yeah.
Oh my
but
God.
like doesn't see where they lead off.
No,
to or
I mean,
something.
I think you would probably be like stepping in their footprints or
Oh
something like
yeah,
that.
really good at that.
Smart.
Yeah.
I'm good at not letting people track me. I'm assuming that.
Because I mean, there's
Yeah.
a decent amount of snow on the ground, so
Right.
you would know.
Yeah.
I am figuring out this character as
Yeah,
we go
snow
along.
does make it hard to be stealthy.
Yeah.
It does, yes. So, but you are perfectly still, like watching these guys. Maybe even like on the side of the house, and you see them kind of walking up. And like Will kind of stops and like lights a cigarette, and he's like taking a drag off of it, and Abraham like pulls out a pipe, and they're kind of like lighting it up and standing there talking. And Will, who is Brecken that you're aware of, looks towards Abraham and is like, takes a big long drag, is like, well, is that gonna do for what you want? Is that about the same, that have all the attributes that you think would be good for you? He's like, takes a pull. And then Abraham's like, yeah. I mean, couldn't hurt to have more muscles around the, the town. And then also, this one's getting a little bit old. It'd be good to have something better.
Body snatchers.
And he like takes a pipe and he's like, Will's like, it's not that bad. Like it's still good shape. And Abraham's like, I know it's fine, but like, I don't know if Emily likes this one as much. Like maybe she seems to think that, like we were talking last night, and she likes the cut of that one. And I think maybe that would help out if she saw that every time instead of this. And Will's just like, I'm not getting in the fucking middle of that, man. I'll tell you that much. That's like, yeah. And they're like, all right, well, if that's what you want, cool. Then we'll talk to Daddy, and we'll make it happen. He's yours. Like, if you're happy with it, we're good. And he's like, I appreciate it, man. Like, I know you're looking for an upgrade here yourself too. You're looking for something new, and I appreciate you giving me this one. Like, it's about the brotherly of you. I appreciate it. And it's like, yeah, man, no, next ones that come, we'll be good there. I'll just pick one from there. He takes another drag and like flicks the cigarette out. And then they like, well, let's go check on him. Let's see how he's doing. We got a couple other things we got to get in that area. And they kind of just turn and walk off towards, Charge.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Shadow's gonna keep an eye out.
Now, let me cut to Horn. Mr. Nathaniel, you go into the church. You're knocking.
I would not knock.
Oh, you just walk in?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you yell out for Douglas, or
No.
you go to the room that you knew he was in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if no one is in there, he still has the flies buzzing sound in his head. Not like maybe
Right.
he's just thinking about it. But he's just gonna go straight to that back room
Okay.
and open it up and then be like,
Oh, he's just going to open it.
"Hey, Elder Douglas."
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice, yeah.
You.
Just like super cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One elder to another.
I love that. Just like, hey, what's up, buddy?
Just like, "Hey, I was here yesterday. I know I crushed it. I feel like I belong here, so I'm just gonna
I love it.
walk like I belong."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
You
you're just like
open-
completely honest and just
Yeah.
open.
Oh, absolutely. You open up the door, and you see like Douglas is like writing something down, kind of like scrolling something on parchment. As soon as you open the door, like he looks up at you and like covers it. He's like, "Oh, Mr. Horn, I did not hear you come in. To what do I owe the pleasure of you being here?"
Well, and then so as soon as he opens the door, he's gonna go, "Hey, Elder Douglas."
Yeah.
And then he's gonna like just try to look around the room.
Give me a spot hidden.
Yeah.
spot hidden shit. That's what we do. Look for things that stand out too.
Oh, 44 over 25.
Yeah. It's a nice, solid, like, mahogany room.
Cool.
Like, you know, the wood, everything. He's got, like, a couple bookshelves. There is another, like, kind of golden tablet in here as well. This one's, like, kind of cracked a little bit, so maybe that's why he doesn't have it out there. But, I mean, they look pretty hefty. There's a little chair, obviously, at his desk. He's got, like, a little pipe stand for his cigar, his pipe. Like, he kind of looks at you and, he's like, what do I owe the pleasure, Mr. Horn? And he kind of picks up his pipe, starts lighting it, taking a couple puffs.
And he'll just be standing in the doorway and he's like, well, I had such a good time last night and I'm trying to set up a congregation. I was hoping to see if I could rent one of these days, if I could rent out the space here.
It's like,
for my own service.
Rent out the space.
I notice y'all do it most nights. I was thinking maybe Sunday morning.
Prime time.
It's like, you did do an excellent job. I will give you that, sir.
If I'm being honest, we're both men of God. You're a Mormon, I'm a Lutheran. It just doesn't feel like I couldn't join the church and convert.
No, understandable. I understand that. And we ourselves kind of divulge from the typical Mormon belief as well. But kind of like, but I don't have an issue with it. I don't know how many folks will be coming, just to be honest with you, as we are quite a singular religion in this area, seeing as all the families. And like, I think at that point, like looking around, even with your failure, you notice there's like an old timey like photo would have been around this time. I think there was photographs around this time, but there's like an old photograph on the wall of like, it looks like him, but like a younger version of him. So you're just like, well, my grandfather came here and he and the rest of the five others, the Goodmans and everybody else, our grandfather started this town, and we've been trying to carry on its legacy. So, for the past 3 generations, this town has been nothing but followers of Mormonism. And bringing a new one in, I'm more than happy for you to try, but I don't know how many people are going to come. That's my only concern. He kind of takes more of a pipe hit, staring at you.
Well, that's cool. Appreciate it. I'll be here Sunday morning.
Well, we will, you're more than welcome to use the space. Do you need any room or anything to get everything set up?
Nah, not right now. I just need a pulpit, place to talk to my sheep.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan. You give me a listen roll again.
Thank you. I'm wondering about the noises. Nailed it. Another 6, this time 6 under 40. So that's an extreme.
That's an extreme success. Yeah, you hear that buzzing noise, but it's muffled from in here. It sounds like it's coming from like underneath you guys. But you definitely hear that like zzz, but it's like in the floorboards almost.
Strange.
And
he's going to say, I do understand it's probably not a ton of people who are wanting to come, but I do know a couple folks from the boat ride over here who had talked to me about it. So I think at least we might... Sure. It'd be nice to have some space for us.
Hey, you know what? We try to be accommodating here in town, so you're more than welcome to.
I could tell.
If you can get the others want to join in, that's fine by us. Feel free.
All right. And his whole motivation is to wait for like Sunday to see if it's empty. He's going to be there alone.
Yeah.
Just trying to find the source of that noise.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so I think we see you walk out. We cut over to Deeds. You and your good friend Martin get inside there. New best friend. They see Mary.
My good old buddy.
And Martin kind of looks at Mary. He's like, Mary, I was told that my wife came over here. Is that correct? And Mary kind of looks at him. She's like, oh, yeah. She's in the back helping with cooking. She decided that she wanted to learn after the feast last night. She decided that she wanted to try something new. Wanted to learn the recipes here because she was so impressed with it.
Pasta making.
Hey, look at that, Martin. Your wife just snuck out before you woke up.
And Martin just kind of like looks at you and looks at her. He's like, okay, well, she's never really expressed a love for cooking in the past, but maybe your meal certainly inspired her. Mary's like, it must be. You're more than welcome to go back there and check if you'd like, sir. I'm not going to stop you. And it's like, you know what? I think I'm going to. I appreciate you, Mary. Thank you.
Is there anybody else here?
No, it's just like her at this morning. It's still pretty early for gambling reasons.
Well, yeah. I mean, people can hang out.
Sure, yeah.
And if they happen to put a bet down on something, then that's not gambling. That's just weighing the odds.
That's true. And so you see him kind of go back there, and then Mary stares at you, and she's like, smiles like, "Morning, Mr. Deeds."
Morning, Mary. That was a mighty fine meal you put together last night.
We appreciate that. Is
that a regular thing around here?
Oh, yeah. Every try to do it every night. Not to that extreme. We have when the new folks coming down.
Oh, gotcha.
We break out the fine china, if you will. But no, we typically have dinner over here and then you just hear this just like scream, and then Mary looks at you. She's like,
"What the hell was that?" And I want to go see what that is.
Yeah. And she's like, "What was that?" And so you kind of go. She falls behind you, and you guys walk into the kitchen, and you see a gentleman. Looks to be a younger guy. Maybe you played cards with him earlier. His name was Bart. Played with him yesterday.
Okay, but yeah, Bart.
Bart Winters.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has. He's got our good friend kind of, what's his name? I have Martin. Scroll through like 4 pages. He's got Martin kind of pinned down on the ground, and like he's got like a hatchet raised up over like his like head, and he's about to swing it down on him.
I pull out my gun and say, "Hold it! Stop it!"
And we'll see what happens next time.
Oh.